In today's video, we're going to talk about the DEEBOT T30S combo system. This is a vacuum system that I've been using for the last 6 months. It's made by ecovacs, and I wanted to share with you guys a 6 months review. How has it been? What has been working for me? What hasn't been working for me? And do I still recommend this system the same way I reviewed it back about 6 months or so ago when I first received it? So this is TK, this is the T30S combo from ecovacs, and we're gonna go ahead and do a 6 month long-term review. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're always notified to whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. To be clear, there's a few different versions of the T30S. There's the base T30S, which is actually the most affordable entry version. It pretty much just basically has the vacuum, the mopping, and of course vacuuming, and the base station. Now, there's the next level, which is the one I have, is the T30S combo, and that allows us to not only have everything on the base model, but it also includes that handheld vacuum with the attachments for it. Now, the next level up is the T30S combo complete, which includes an extra accessory to make the handheld more basically it's the telescopic hand that allows it to work pretty much like you standing up there. And there's a new one that I think they just recently released, and that's the T30S AI, and that I'm assuming has some AI functionalities built in. ecovacs basically has a suite of these devices, and you can pretty much pick whichever one fits your budget as well as the functionality that you're looking for. For me, I felt like the combo kind of gave us that sweet spot, and I'll explain what I mean. The base station, for the most part, gives us almost everything that we need. I'm talking from not only basically housing the actual vacuum itself, charging it up, but it also allows us to clean it, but also allows us to keep the mop heads clean. So basically providing us the ability of heating up the water elements and actually cleaning the mop heads at a high temperature, making sure to kill any kind of bacteria, and we're not spreading things around. Now, that is typical. You've heard of this, you probably have seen this from some of the other manufacturers. But what makes this even more unique with the combo system is that the handheld configuration that we have here, the vacuum, has its own docking area, and not only for charging, but also for cleaning. It actually cleans the handheld vacuum, and it puts it in the same receptacle as where it cleans the bin out of the actual vacuum itself. Meaning the handheld is ready to go whenever you're using it, whenever you need it, and it's fully charged to whenever you need to use it. So you're never gonna have to worry about, did I remember to charge the handheld? Do I have to plug in a wire? No. Literally, everything kind of goes back into the station, making it very unique. And the accessories for the handheld are actually very nicely included inside of the base station right under it. Meaning when you're grabbing the handheld, you can pick exactly which accessory you want, and you can just start going and doing the cleaning that you need. I find that it works best for me because I have couches, and of course I also have cats. So the vacuum itself works great on the floor, basically going around and finding different things to clean, and of course mop at the same time. But when it comes to the couches, when it comes to the stairs, those are going to need a little bit more personal touch, and I think this is where the system exceeds in some of the areas where we don't see that with other people. So again, the system itself cleans itself, keeps everything running the way it needs to be, and for the most part you have to check in back with it maybe every few weeks to make sure that if it needs more water, if you need to throw out the dirty water, as it actually does, take the water in from the clean tank and then of course puts it back into the dirty tank, and you just have to get rid of the dirty water and refill the clean water. And the system is smart enough that it'll actually even tell you when it's low on water. All of this stuff that we're just talking about now is based on how the system interacts with this base station. But how does the actual system run on its own? So the vacuum itself, you're able to control it in a couple of ways. There is a one button configuration right on top of the base unit. You push the button and it starts cleaning. So you don't even have to do anything, just push that button, walk away, it'll start doing the cleaning. When you first set it up, you do need to remember to do a mapping, so it does an automatic mapping of the house. And then when it goes back to the base station, it knows exactly what it needs to do. And from the app, you're able to configure to do different situations. You can either do the whole house, which is all of the downstairs. It doesn't obviously go upstairs. That's just not a configuration. This is not that type of vacuum. What I like about it though is that you're able to configure it in the app to do a room at a time. You can do a couple of rooms at a time, but you can also do a spot cleaning, meaning let's say there's a spillage or something like that. You can designate an area directly within the app and allow it to go in and just clean that specific spot. You can customize it to do either basically vacuuming and mopping, or mopping alone or vacuuming alone. You're also able to change the configuration of the intensity of the cleaning. If you feel like it needs more work, you can change that. And you can see all of this in the app, and it works also obviously when you're not home, which makes this really functional for us so that we can actually initiate the cleaning when we're not home, meaning do this stuff when you're not home so you don't have to hear the vacuum. It's not loud, but it's something that you could do when you're at work. So it makes it really nice, and of course you can schedule it. The other way that I really like about it is that actually you can initiate this via voice. You can use the wake up command and initiate it, say, clean the house. and it works really nice. So let's say you're sitting there, you want to clean the floors, but you don't want to get out and go find your phone or whatever. This is also another way of interacting with it. So it's basically very nice and customizable in that manner. And that's one of the things I really liked about it. Whichever way I wanted to interact with it, for the most part, I'm not going to lie, me telling it to clean the house, is basically using the voice command, has been my #1 way of interacting with it. The vacuum itself has a couple of good technologies built into it. One is the basically the zero tangle configuration on the actual brush head, meaning we're not going to have any issues with hair getting tangled or any concerns there. And since I've had it for 6 months to this day, I actually haven't had to clean that area. It's been working perfectly fine, haven't had an issue with it. The other thing that I like about it is that one of the legs on the actual mops, there's 2 mops on the bottom of the actual vacuum, and the one on the bottom right, basically if you're looking at the mop from straight top down, the one on the right side to the back, does actually extend to do edge. It's basically a true edge mopping, which allows it to actually get closer to the wall than a typical vacuum does. Because of its circular shape, you really would kind of imagine that it can never be flush to the wall. Well, the mop head actually extends and it goes right close to the wall, providing you that mopping experience all the way to the edge. You get the brushes that take over the dirt at the top, putting it directly into the vacuum, and the mop goes right behind it to clean up the job. You're getting that good configuration. It's kind of like a 1-2 configuration, and it works really nicely. So not only is it smart on the actual base station, but even the vacuum itself does all of that work. And you never have to touch anything within the vacuum for the most part. It goes back to its base station, and in the middle of a cleaning, for me, an example for that would be for my entire downstairs, whenever it's due in the house, it never finishes the entire house in one entire run. It actually stops and goes back to the base station, cleans the mop heads because it got dirty or it needs to empty out the dirty water, and it goes back and continues to house. The battery on this actually should last somewhere between 178 to almost 200 minutes, and that's more than enough for when it needs to clean up my entire house. The handheld vacuum has a gauge on it that tells you how much battery level you have left, and it has enough suction power on it to be able to clean anything. And as I'm showing you guys with the demo right there, I actually love cleaning my couch. I have 3 cats in this house, and as you can imagine, over time, cat hair will be building up. There is no question about that. So for those situations, even on the stairs, there's usually little dust bunnies, little hairballs kind of going around there. I go in there, I use the handheld, and when I'm done, I love the fact that I never have to worry about it. I put it back in the base station, it locks itself, empties out the bin directly into the main unit, and makes it so that it's ready for me to use the next time I want to use it. And it doesn't overcharge. It has its overcharge protection so that the battery on the handheld also lasts as long as the battery on the actual vacuum. So the whole system kind of works really good. It cleans itself. It has a high temperature cleaning for the mops. It has its own emptying system. It tells you it's low on things. It tells you if it needs anything. It also gives you a report when it's done cleaning. So for that matter, or for those things, I probably would say that's one of my recommendations for the system, why I would recommend you picking something like this. And I find this is where it's going to come in to do what I had wished I did at the beginning. So right now, the combo is the one that I have, but the combo complete has the telescopic arm. So that system for me, I would have probably said that would be the only thing that I would have changed from the beginning. I don't have that attachment which allows me to be able to stand up and basically be a little bit more upright when I'm doing cleaning. Yes, I'm using it more of a close-up situation, but on the stairs and so on, especially with the second level, this is going to be a little bit more helpful for me because I can take it and walk around better with it. If you're looking for a system, or at least an all-inclusive system, I feel like the T30S combo is that sweet spot. It has everything from the combo complete and everything over what you get with the base station, and you're getting everything, of course, just pretty much on a, I would say basically a laissez-faire type of a situation where it just does things on its own. And you just have to check with it every few weeks. And for the most part, within the last 6 months, the only thing I've had to change on it is basically the dirt bag, or basically the collection bag that I end up changing there. And I've been using the ecovacs cleaning solution whenever I put in clean water into the actual mixer. You don't have to. For me, I chose to get it when I first got the system at the beginning. And it's been working great. I haven't finished the entire bottle yet. And the system, at least the system that I have right now, runs weekly. It goes through, it cleans the cat litter, it picks up all of the dust bunnies, the hairballs. It goes and picks up little crumbs that my cats may have left around their food eating area. And the only thing that I always have to remember to do is make sure to take things out of the floor that I needed to clean around. So my cat's bowl, the bowls for the cats, I usually remove those off the floor. I move my chairs to the side and I open up the area under my dining area so that the vacuum can go in there and clean up and get all the actual little dust bunnies and so on. Because for the most part, as you can imagine, it has a certain limitation in size. So you need to be aware of those things. But other than that, it's been working great and I really like it. I really love the fact that this system is actually very nice and it works and it still holds its own. The fact that I'm still using it 6 months later tells you that I like it and I appreciate what they've been doing here. So With that being said, I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that if you consider getting a smart vacuum or something like that to clean up your home, that this is one of the options that you can look into. Again, either the base model with the 30S, the 30S Combo, the 30S Combo Complete, or even the new AI. Some of those functions hopefully will help you make a better decision there. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support. And of course, I will see you in the next video.